Rewatch Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay. We're standing the fuck up, and it feels weird inside my butt.
I don't know. I don't like it though, because I feel like I have to do that. I feel like I have to.
Yeah, there's a question, and people fight about it all the time. And people talk about it. The question of the day is, who's the best Punisher of all time? Who's the best fucking Punisher?
Clint Eastwood.
Let's go across like the board of people that we're gonna pick against here, because obviously, ovulating.
Are you?
Ovulating.
That's so great.
You've got Dolph Lundgren, the first Punisher of all time.
Yeah.
You've got Thomas Jane in Punisher, but don't forget, because we're gonna include that shit, because that's just what the fuck is gonna happen.
Dirty laundry.
Dirty
bitch.
laundry. I have a lot of dirty laundry. And
You
it's
do.
got to be included in. What are you looking at, man?
I don't know. I thought I saw somebody walking up here and I got scared. It could be the Punisher.
It's embarrassing. Like, y'all feeling important here?
No, it's gonna be a Punisher. It's like, I'm gonna play that at your funeral.
So it's not the movies. We're going to talk about the movies too, but who's the best Punisher? Who's the best one to portray the character of all time? So let's start with the last one.
Are you going with the Russian?
I'm going with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. That has such a nostalgic place for me though, because I remember that was like the big thing that I could go and rent when I was a kid, because it was like the only one that was like violent, and it was like I knew it was Marvel, it was a Punisher movie, it was fucking great. But as far as the movie itself, when you watch it now, even then when I was a kid, I was watching, I was like, this is some fucking bullshit. He's naked in a sewer, and he looks like Jim Morrison, fuck the Crow, Brandon Lee, and he shouldn't even be called the Punisher. He lives in the sewer butt naked. He should be called the Plumber. Dealing out just this one fucking sopped up toilet at a time. And I know he smelled.
Oh, they played it that way too. Like, well, for one, he had a painted on fucking 5 o'clock shadow. Was that shit painted?
I don't know.
It looked painted.
That was the most amazing 5 o'clock shadow.
It was the fakest looking fucking 5 o'clock shadow I've ever seen. Like you said, he rides around in the sewers at night. Like a fucking Ninja Turtle.
They would show a camera shot of his ass cheeks, and he's like sitting there, he's like, oh god. And then it was like, are you Buddha? Like, I don't know, because the thing about him and that whole characterization of the Punisher, one thing I didn't like was they didn't even have the fucking skull on his chest.
No.
The entire movie.
It was all on the knives.
It was just a black shirt. He looked like he picked it off the sale rack at Kmart. Dolph Lundgren's a great actor. I actually like Dolph Lundgren. I think he's...
That might be a stretch, but yeah. I mean, I love Dolph Lundgren.
But it was just like, he was miscast. He wasn't the Punisher for this role. I don't know what they were thinking, but there were moments in, like you mentioned.
Not totally miscast though. It's just like he couldn't verbiage shit.
I don't know.
He sounded like Drago.
Yeah. That came off.
I look Punished.
That came out like in the same fucking year of Rocky IV. So I mean, it wasn't. But
he looked cool.
It could have been so much better though.
He looked like a vegan Punisher. Like, he was pale as fuck and emo as shit. He had the look. And he had the darkness to him, but then he would talk, and you'd be like, "You barely know English." And they did that. They kept lines away from him because he would say shit like this. Like, "Do you know the difference between?"
Well, you gotta remember when this movie was made, he was like punched in the face a lot by Rocky.
Well, he also he fucking killed people like ruthlessly.
I like that
movie. If you told me right now, if that movie didn't exist, you were like Dolph Lundgren, okay? Dolph Lundgren. In the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s, dark as shit, mean as fuck. Kills people ruthlessly. The detective dude is Lou Gossett Jr., right?
I like him.
In a rated R fucking movie,
Evil.
I'd be like, show me that shit right fucking now. That's gonna be the quintessential Punisher. And it's just not.
So moving on, jumping to that third slot in this seating.
Who do you say it is?
Ray Stevenson.
Yep.
It was a failed attempt of a graphic, violent representation of the Punisher, but yet at the same time, the dick got soft in the middle of fucking. Like, that's all I can say.
It's never happened to me before.
Yeah.
Did that happen to you before?
Well,
Anyway,
I don't want to talk about it. But here's the thing: if you drink too much. Anyway, the thing is,
I could do a fucking 8-ball in Special K, and like I could hump that couch until finishing time.
Well, it depends on the mood and the time of the day.
It's a nice couch though.
It's a great couch. Ray Stevenson, when he would deliver lines, like, I don't even think his accent was on par. Like, with what the Punisher is. Ray Stevenson British?
I don't know. He's one of those things.
He's something. He's a foreigner, I guess.
He ain't no fucking American, I can tell you that right now.
Well, damn, man. But he's
Donald Trump, yeah.
You said Donald Trump?
Yeah.
There are moments, like, I don't want to take everything away from him.
He was good. He was good. Like, the movie around him sucked ballsack. Did you see Jigsaw?
Yeah.
It was like Bruce Campbell in 65 years from now trying to act like he's like, oh, Like if you put a Punisher into your computer, weird science style, and built a fucking Punisher, he would come out looking like Ray Stevenson did. He looked badass.
Yeah, he looked great.
The perfect look. He had the nice 5 o'clock shadow. They only gave him like 10 lines in that whole fucking movie.
Isn't it weird that the whole thing about Punisher being a successful Punisher is having a great 5 o'clock shadow? You gotta have a 5. You gotta have a great one.
I fucking want that 5
I know. I do too. I want that smooth. I want that fucking...
You could get it, motherfucker.
No, I couldn't.
I can't get it. I grow shit down here. I could grow a fucking beard all the way to my cock. I'd have a whole face fucking happy.
You'd have that patchy goat shit.
No, you can get that shit if you want it.
No,
I can't.
but you gotta have a great 5 o'clock shadow to be the Punisher.
At one point, he punched someone in the fucking face and just completely disintegrated their shit.
Yeah.
Like, just fucked it. And like, the brutality of him was badass.
I love that.
He had the good look. He had the fucking meanness. It was rated R. The perfect.
Dude, every fucking time he attacked anybody, I was just thinking, every time he attacked anybody, it would say, fatality, fatality,
it was
fatality.
fucking
Like,
gnarly.
he did fucking badass shit.
But then again, there's one point where he hangs from his knees underneath the chandelier and does this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's the fucking Matrix.
But you know what?
And it's
I know.
stupid.
But you know what? With that particular scene when he was hanging on the chandelier and he was shooting up all the fucking crime bosses, I mean, I fangirled. I got a little fangirl.
It looks stupid.
I know it looks stupid.
It was like
it looked stupid as shit. But I was like, that's the fucking Punisher, and it's the Punisher.
I know, but the Punisher wouldn't do it like that.
I don't know. What do you do?
He would just stand out there with his dick out and shoot people. He wouldn't fucking. He wouldn't parkour from a fucking chandelier.
Yeah, I think the Punisher just blow the fucker up. I think that he's a great actor. I think Ray Stevenson is actually a pretty underrated actor. Actually, to be honest,
the movie made him tuck his dick between his legs.
He did. He fucking went full on transvestite for that movie. But here's the thing. That's a
testy tuck. That's not transvestite. That's a testy tuck.
No, because transvestite, they tuck up their asshole.
No.
Yeah, they do.
They testy tuck.
They tuck it up their butt.
Fun. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a sexual orientation. You're just like, hey.
No, it's not sexual.
Your girlfriend's sitting out there like, hey, surprise, testy tuck.
The sad truth is Ray Stevenson could have been higher on the list if he had had a better script around him.
Agreed.
Okay, so number 2. You want to say number 2?
No, that's number 3.
No, I said number 2. Going to number 2.
No, this is number 3.
No, we are number 3. Yes.
Are we?
Yeah, we do math. Number 2.
Number 2.
Going back.
All right,
You say it.
Jon Bernthal. Jon Bernthal was badass. He was great. He gets automatic points knocked off because you don't fuck your best friend's girlfriend. Even if he's fucking dead and it's a fake TV show, I will always slightly hate Jon Bernthal for fucking Rick Grimes' wife.
If you were dead.
I don't care. No, what?
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm fucking kidding, bitch. Here's the thing.
It's on record right fucking now.
No!
He doesn't get to fuck my wife if I'm dead. You guys fucking heard it.
I didn't say...
No!
No, I'm talking about a fictional character, bitch. Despite his characterization in The Walking Dead being an asshole that he was to Rick,
I've always hated him for that a little bit.
Yeah, but
I know it's not fair.
His acting ability is fucking top notch. When they announced him, I was like, I'm on board. I was right on board because he has got that dark, that fucking determined, that tortured kind of existence look about him that I could easily see him fulfilling those shoes of the Punisher. I think he could easily make a Punisher movie with him starring and it would be okay.
And you know what? If they made it, and they're talking about it, if they make the Netflix show where it's just the Punisher, he may overtake our number 1 because he's so fucking good. The one appearance he had was so bogged down by the Daredevil show, like they couldn't really unleash him, that like he didn't do a damn thing wrong. Even the way that the skull got brought out with him,
I love it.
Was the best that's been done.
The ending to that movie, the ending to that show was fucking epic. I get what you're saying with that bogged down shit. It was like, they don't want to focus so much on the awesomeness of fucking the Punisher because it takes away from the fucking show. So that's why I think they held back. They didn't fucking go all the way in and get this show pregnant with the Punisher because they were scared. They were like, I like to say that Jon Bernthal suffered from what? Heath Ledgerism. Yeah. Okay? Because he was so fucking good, he was so great on film that that whenever anybody else is on screen, they're not going to give a fuck until that guy comes back in. Yeah. So they were like, we got to be careful with this because we don't give him too many lines. We don't want to make this called the Punisher and then have Daredevil be the secondary character.
Probably should have. Let's spend 8 hours on Elektra and Matt Murdock not knowing whether or not.
Fuck, dude.
She was good.
I think Jon Bernthal could connect with audiences around the world to be the Punisher.
I mean, I didn't even fucking want to be the Punisher. I was pissed. I still kind of hate him, and I can't deny how fucking good he is. So there's that.
So number 1.
Number 1.
Ready for the thunderclap, bitch. Thomas Jane fills a part in my soul that needs to be filled. When I think of the Punisher, I think fucking Thomas Jane.
I look at Thomas Jane and I think when I'm 40,
I want to be Thomas Jane.
I could be Thomas Jane.
You can be.
I could look like that, and like Thomas Jane doesn't even have to be good at acting. He just looks like such a fucking man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just has like, I'm an everyman, but I'm also the fucking man.
Like the man that you would want to fucking hang out with. But there's so much weirdness around that movie. Like, fans will say, that's not a true representation of the Punisher. That's not this. He's too weak. He's too small. Now, I will agree with you that there are problems with the Punisher movie. There is a lot of problems with it. John Travolta, wow, there's a lot of problems with John Travolta.
You can't mail that shit in anymore. You can't snail mail that shit in. John Travolta was like, you killed my son. I hope you die. My wife wants you dead.
That was the beginning. That movie with John Travolta, that was the beginning of his Botox subscription. That was the beginning of John Travolta's Botox subscription. Thomas Jane is not on the level of Mel Gibson, obviously. I have a point I'm making, okay? He's not on the level of Mel Gibson, but
I see where you're going.
He can convey emotions in a way that is reminiscent of the way Mel Gibson can convey emotions. Not exactly the same, no, because Mel Gibson's a fucking god as far as how he can convey emotions and make you fucking cry. He can talk about batteries. He can talk about Duracell. You'd be like, shit! I got a bomb because my family, fuck that. My flashlights will go out when I need to go to the breaker box. But that's Mel Gibson.
It's Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. It's like Great
White.
It's like fucking Hot Tub Time. Great White Buffalo. He is on that level as far as like I felt when he was acting in the movie. I felt the emotions he was having. You know, when he was desperate, when he was fucked up, when he's like, I just lost my fucking family, all my family. I was just trying to eat some goddamn turkey sandwiches and some chicken at a fucking gathering, and these bastards came in and shot my whole family up, and I'm by myself, and I'm in this shitty apartment, but with this really hot girl named Rebecca Romaine Stamos, and I want a bone, but that would be disrespecting my wife, and this fat guy that cooks spaghetti, and this skinny, pierced up guy that's getting bullied, and there were so many things going on and under the surface that he was able to show, and that's where I think people get lost.
The movie fucked him, dude. Yeah, the movie fucked him. But they had him fucking pop into people's backs, and instead of killing people, he had to run around behind the scenes and do James Bond shit.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the problem is that people get so focused on the movie itself and all the other stuff surrounding it, which I will freely admit that the movie was nowhere near what it should have been for a Punisher movie, and that's fucking crazy.
The only reason that movie was awesome.
That's fucking crazy.
That was awesome, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's crazy that Hollywood can't make a Punisher movie yet.
It's so simple.
Yeah, it's simple as pie.
Fucking.
But here's the thing. But I mean, here's the thing. With him,
like warm apple pie.
Oh my God, 2 fingers up in it, or maybe your dick.
We're gonna make a pact.
We all get laid. But Thomas Jane.
Suck me, beautiful.
Listen, Casanova. Listen.
My friends call me Casanova. Just hinted though, my favorite thing about Thomas Jane, above all the other Punishers, is that he was an alcoholic. He drank, because if it was me and my family that's what I would do. I would sit around, I would build up my fucking weapons base, I would build up bad shit, and I would drink whiskey all day. Nobody else did. What did Dolph Lundgren do? He went in the sewers and wrote sad poems and cut himself, and got as emo as fuck. He looked like a vegan Punisher.
Jim Morrison,
you go back to fucking Ray Stevenson, and he was just built that
Ray Stevenson, okay, but to give him credit, there was no origin with Ray Stevenson.
No, I know, it's not his fault. But I just saw him at the versions of the Punisher. Yeah. Jon Bernthal drank out of a fucking thermos because of the whole military thing.
I think that was vodka.
I like that Thomas Jane was so fucking broken that he just drank whiskey all day and then went out at night and fucked people up.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I think that's the most emotional part of the movie. But that scene where he's drinking that bottle and he's seeing flash of his wife and he's going to kill himself, and right before he clicks it, he sees a vision of he's like, I can't do that.
That's some Mel Gibson Lethal Weapon 1 shit.
Some fucking good stuff.
And now we brought it back around.
Laundry that got dirty came the fuck out, and he said, you know what? Fuck Marvel and fuck Disney. I'm gonna do my own shit. I'm gonna fucking produce it. I'm gonna put my own money. I'm gonna get my own friends to do it, and I'm gonna show you what the Punisher can do with my dick in your face.
That was just a taste. It was just a taste.
And dude, I mean,
what the fuck he can do.
Wowzer! Yeah. Wowzer fucking Inspector Gadget pulling shit out and saying, hello, I got a birthday party tomorrow.
Ron Perlman's asshole!
And he fucks that pimp up. He's like, here's the gun. You fucked him up. You do whatever you think is justice.
No, it was a gun, dude. He didn't use a gun. He used a bottle of fucking whiskey.
No, okay, he didn't.
And then he poured it on it, and then he left the lighter there.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you remember things better.
You know what the difference between punishment and something is?
S&M?
I'm gonna let this fucking hooker light you on fire. Unleash the darkness that he was in that Punisher movie. They literally took fucking Bambi and they put Thomas Jane in it and they said, hey, go be the Punisher. And he made that a 5 to 6.0 movie, right?
By himself, yeah.
So you take him and you put him in an R-rated movie, a 5-minute fucking clip, and it's the best Punisher. Dirty Laundry is the best Punisher that we've ever seen on screen.
That is the quintessential. Yes, that is the quintessential Punisher fucking short I've ever seen. Question of the day is the Punisher, okay, is the Punisher the most relatable comic book character on the market? That's a good one.
Yeah,
dude.
that's good.
Because
imagine your whole fucking family getting killed.
And you're
tell me he's not related.
and you don't have Bruce Wayne money. You don't have Iron Man money.
Yeah.
You don't have Captain America super strength. You're just a dude.
You just got a fucking popsicle in a shitty apartment.
Popsicles. and you're gonna kidnap random half-naked dudes and stick them with it.
And another question to ask you: if you're a lady, which Punisher would you fuck? Now, if it's me.
You just said ladies, bitch. Like
I'm just saying.
Okay.
If I was a girl,
okay.
if I had to recommend a Punisher,
So for the whole, so anybody.
Well, I mean, which one? Put yourself in that position.
Yeah, to be
put
safe.
a gun to your head. If you had to fuck one of the Punishers, who would it be? You don't. I mean, Ray Stevens is fucking hard.
Hey, listen,
He's gonna fucking do shit to
I'm
you.
thinking.
Hang on, and then Jon Bernthal, like he's just gonna be weird about it. He's gonna be like, one match, two match, spin it down.
Okay.
And he's gonna be fucking strange.
Yeah.
And then and then Thomas Jane, he's gonna be very.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
What?
You can't go with Dolph Lundgren because he's gonna smell.
He's gonna fuck you in the sewer.
Yeah, he's gonna smell like sewer.
And you're not gonna understand what he's saying.
And he stinks. You can't go with.
And then Luke Gossett will be watching in the corner.
You can't go with Ray Stevenson because he'd be mean as fuck. I don't think he.
I mean, maybe you like that.
No, he's too mean.
Nah.
You can't go with Jon Bernthal because Jon Bernthal would be confused. And the only one is Thomas Jane because Thomas Jane would smell like Curve.
Yeah, but he'd almost
Thomas Jane.
You'd have to write him a poem.
Thomas Jane would smell like Curve.
Give you some of that Ray Stevenson dick. He's gonna fuck you right.
Dude, he's got chlamydia.
Nah, Ray Stevenson's perfect for the girl that just got out of a relationship with a really sweet guy, but he had a tiny dick. He's gonna come in there and he's gonna.
Okay, that's
he's not gonna talk.
That's a multi-sexual question then. The question.
And guys, gun to your head, you gotta choose. You can't say neither. You gotta fuck one of the Punishers.
You know somebody's.
I mean, if you're a guy, then you definitely go with. I mean, you gotta go with Thomas Jane because he'd at least be like soft about it.
But then again, Thomas Jane.
I don't feel like he would hurt you.
But Thomas Jane's not gonna be as big as fucking Ray Stevenson. Like Ray Stevenson can protect you. That's like a okay.
You're not gonna fucking.
But we got like fucking.
You just have to fucking bend over.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
No, he's getting the jail. He's getting into jail mentality right now. It's like, which one's bigger? It's like, which one's gonna hurt?
So that's the question of the day. Comment below. Let us know. We love your fucking faces. We're on Snapchat. We watch the movie. Mike, Instagram, all that shit's below. I'm Mike. He's Jay. Comment down below. Let us know. We love your fucking faces. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some wham up in you.
Every fucking day.
Or some Harrison Ford.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.